All right, everyone. Welcome back to the Codo Bach Pitstop. Matt Lauterbach here once again, of course, joined by my trusty co-host.
Co-host of the Codo Bach Pitstop, Patrick Codo. Matt, we got another episode to light up and maybe another rant.
Yeah, definitely a rant. Pat here went to Michigan this weekend, and let's just say he was only able to get part of his money's worth for going there this weekend.
I know we're going to talk about this more. I know we're going to talk about this more in the show, but I'm going to say this now. I don't know any NASCAR fan that's not bothered by Michigan 2 years in a row. And I'm saying it towards the ones that went there for the last 2 years. Again, I don't know anyone who's bothered by this, but we'll get into that more later.
We'll get it more into that later, but yeah, that's something we got to talk about later. NASCAR, if you're out there looking, we got to talk to you about that. But let's dive into this weekend. Let's start off, of course, with our paint scheme of the week, buddy. I'll let you go first. You were there. What paint schemes really caught your attention?
Well, I'm not gonna lie, man. Anytime Denny Hamlin does not drive the FedEx car, those cars are pretty cool. So my paint scheme of the week is Denny's Yahoo car.
Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. My paint scheme of the week. Hold up. Let me get this jacket on so I don't have this Sheldon Creed shirt in view here because this is yeah, don't
Uh,
want to get this Sheldon Creed shirt in view because he's not going to like this paint scheme of the week. My paint scheme of the week is in the Xfinity series. It happens to be Austin Hill's United Rentals car. That's a good paint scheme. I can't even lie. That is a good paint scheme. I know
it
you're
is a really,
smiling.
it is a really good. Him and his all blue shit. How do you call it? The real tree car or whatever the hell you call
The
that?
Bennett Transportation, I believe, Realtree.
The all
Yeah,
whatever that or that one all blue car that he's drove a couple times. I like that
yeah.
scheme.
Yeah. He has some good paint schemes under him. Obviously, he's got a lot of sponsorship deals. So Austin Hill with that United Rentals, that orange, blue, and white car, I can't even lie. That looked pretty good.
Exactly. Yeah, Bennett's is like his primary sponsor and stuff. And those put out some great schemes.
Yeah. Yeah, those definitely had some good paint schemes. Too bad his finish couldn't match the joy of that paint scheme this weekend, but we'll
Yeah,
talk
yeah, yeah.
about that. We'll talk about that in a second. So, all right, let's get into some news that happened last week. When we last were here, we had a lot of great things to say about the current driver of the three car, not Dale Earnhardt, Mr. Golden Boy himself, Austin Dillon, and no longer a golden boy from NASCAR because he got hit with a big penalty, Pat. This is
As he
something
should.
as he should because we called this. This is what we wanted. And NASCAR, thank God they set a precedent for this. Last week, they announced that they had encumbered Austin Dillon's win at Richmond, meaning he keeps the win, he keeps the check, he keeps the trophy, but his win does
At
not
what cost?
at what yes, exactly. At what cost? Because his win does not qualify him for the playoffs. NASCAR took his playoff eligibility away, docked him 25 driver points, and also suspended his spotter, Brandon Benesh, for 3 races starting this past weekend at at Michigan, actually. So I honestly I know it took them a while to get to the decision on this, but this is a big W for NASCAR.
Well, I mean, they also had a lot to go through and stuff. You're talking about not just that, but of course, they could have suspended him too. They're reviewing everything and stuff. Like, I really doubt they were going to get to it on Monday. It was going to take a couple days, but NASCAR made the right decision. Should they have suspended him too? You can make an argument that they should have as well, but I'd rather take this
Yeah.
because, the way it ended was complete horseshit. So, yeah, no, I completely agree with NASCAR taking away the playoff standings. Keep the win because obviously he crossed the finish line first, and the only way for him to get the win taken away is, of course, getting DQ'd. Of course, getting DQ'd for,
Yeah.
post-race inspection, which we have seen before. And
Yes.
again, that win last week for Hill was not a fluky win. He actually raced good before all the drama went down.
Yeah.
But at what cost? A playoff spot. Let's be
Exactly.
real. Who's gonna get knocked out early anyway?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I know Austin Dillon and RCR, they're in denial. They don't want to hear about it, but you make it in, you weren't gonna make it far anyways to begin with. You're easily gonna get first rounded.
Oh, the goat, the goat, Sir Dale is sure rolling in his grave right now.
Yes, yeah, Dale is rolling in his grave right now. So he was smiling in his grave for a little bit at the end there, watching that three car take the lead, and then wasn't too happy to see Austin Dillon just do a 2-for-1 special in
Get
turn
the
four.
fuck out of that 3 car, Austin Dillon. You suck.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Dylan. You have I wanted to give you some credibility back, but after what you did last week, you have no talent. You just don't have any. I'm sorry.
It's so funny too from that race. My girlfriend, Kelly was with us, and we were all cheering for Dylan before all the drama went down.
Yes.
And she was
Yes.
like, "No, no, 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 no!" Like she knew something was gonna go down. I swear to God.
She knew, yeah, she knew something was about to happen, and lo
Because
and
every
behold.
time we were cheering for Dylan, she was like, "No."
Well, she saw the future. She predicted the future right then and there, and
And she did for this weekend as well, which we'll touch on more soon.
yes, we'll touch more on that soon. But yeah, other stuff to come out of Richmond last week. Joey Logano got fined $50,000 for his actions on pit road, where he
I
basically,
understand he was pissed off, but Jesus Christ, man, watch where you're going.
yeah, he shouldn't have done that. He was very aggravated, and he tried to defend himself this week in the media. He said, "Oh, I had nowhere else to go. I was trying to get back. NASCAR was trying to tell me that." I was like, nah, just say it. You're already getting fined.
I'm sure he doesn't give a fuck about the fine.
Oh no, I'm sure he
Because
doesn't.
50 grand, right? 50 grand, right? That he got
Yeah.
fined.
Yep.
50 grand is like $40 out of pocket.
Yeah. For someone like Joey Logano, yes, that's pretty accurate.
Yeah, I'm sure he really doesn't give a shit about the fine.
No, but
Sure, he really doesn't. He had every right to be pissed off after what Austin Dillon did, but he almost killed some people. So
he would have gotten more than a $50,000 fine had he
you
just been
can't
like a
make the
couple feet.
crime scene worse.
Yeah, don't want to make it worse than yourself, Joey Logano. You're on our good side right now. Don't get back on our bad side right away.
Yeah, for real, Joey. At first, at the interview, okay, we're getting your good side. Then we see the replay. We're like, oh my God.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. Like, come on, Joey. But hey, $50,000. I mean, he at least faced some
40
punishment.
bucks out of his pockets.
Well, I mean, it's better than NASCAR saying we didn't see that. He's not getting punished. But yeah, but more out of Richmond. This is what I don't like, and this is why I went on a rant about RCR and Austin Dillon last week, because RCR has filed an appeal to try and get.
We did not talk about that last week, but oh boy.
Yeah,
Yes. Oh
yeah,
my. I don't get that part. I really don't get it. Like there is clear evidence of what went down. Like Richard, like Matt talked about last week. If you weren't sucking Dale or Harvick's dick, you wouldn't have this much success. You'd work at a fucking McDonald's. What
yes.
the hell are you hoping to get out of this appeal?
Just to get into
This shit
playoffs,
gets
only to get
overturned.
round of
Oh,
16.
I'm gonna. Oh,
Yeah, and this is why I have an issue with Richard Childress Racing and the way they do things. It's because of shit like this. And Austin Dillon, I didn't really. This just makes me feel more anger towards Austin Dillon. Was what he said to the media in his interviews. He's like, I know Denny and Joey are mad at me, but honestly, I have no regrets for what I did there, buddy. You almost killed somebody right when you're
he
hooking them
literally
into the wall.
said, "Don't. What do you say? Hate the game, and
Don't hate, yeah,
don't hate
hate
the
the
player.
system. Don't hate the
Shut the
player.
fuck
Yeah. Like, come on, man. This is he crossed
on
the
that everyone's hating right now after your stupid stunt you pulled.
yeah, exactly. And I I lost a lot more respect with Austin Dillon trying to defend himself after this week. I
I never
understand.
liked Austin Dillon, and now I have
No.
more reasons to hate the son of a bitch.
Yeah, I mean, I never really cared for him as much too after he kind of was wasting away the talent when he got into that three car. And ever since then, this just made me more anger towards him. And again, Austin Dillon, You're lucky your grandfather put you in this ride. If not, you'd be working as a cashier at Bass Pro Shops your whole life, my friend. You wouldn't be anywhere near this position right now.
Go join Corey LaJoy at fucking McDonald's.
Yes. Yeah, they can. Hey, they can stack burgers together at McDonald's. Then that's probably the best thing they could do with themselves in their life.
Then they'll probably never eat burgers again.
God, hey, who cares? Honestly, who cares? They don't deserve the big rides in
No,
NASCAR. So
no.
Austin Dillon saying, "I hope we win this weekend in Michigan, and then I hope we win the appeal." Man, you're not gonna win this appeal. And what happens if you win it? You're just gonna get like that. Thanos is gonna snap his fingers at the end of the round of 16, and you'll just poof like dust out of the playoffs. That's what's going to happen to you, Austin Dillon.
Well, then of course, then NASCAR will also be back to a laughing stock in America if they actually overturn this shit.
Well, again, this is the appeals court. I don't believe this is the sanctioning body of NASCAR. I don't think they have any say over, they don't have any like big front
I
office
don't know
roles in
what
it, but
I do not see it getting overturned. If I do, oh,
yeah, if it somehow does miraculously get overturned, which I hope not, then I there will be hell to pay for this. There will be
all
instant
hell
hell.
will break loose.
Yes, all hell is going to break loose. And again, what you did, Austin Dillon, you crossed the line. And if you still cannot see that after a few days of getting over things, get the fuck out of here. I'm sorry. You don't belong in this sport,
I don't
then.
get why you're trying to. I don't know. I don't get why you're not admitting it.
Well,
You're really
it's
not admitting that you fucked up. I didn't do it.
he's
At what cost, dumbass?
Pat, this is what happens when you get the silver spoon fed your whole life. You become complacent, you become arrogant, and stuff like this happens.
Silver spoon? Jesus Christ, that's one fluky silver spoon.
Well, I mean, come on. You wouldn't really want to own up and admit your mistakes if you were raised in this position like this and thought, oh, I can do whatever I want. And clearly that's how Austin Dillon is.
And
So
he really hasn't done much at all than just, get some fluky wins at super speedways.
yeah, that's all he's done in his Cup Series career. I get it. He had a good truck in Xfinity Series career, but that was more than a decade ago. We want to see what
Right.
you have now, Austin. And what you have now is not a good look on you after
Sure, he got that win at Texas in 2020, but
that was fuel
Texas was.
mileage. That was fuel mileage. I don't care what anyone says. That was a pit strategy win, and that's all.
Both Texas races were field strategy races with him winning in July and Kyle Busch winning in October.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was when Texas really went fuel strategy. But yeah, Austin Dillon, you're not making a good case for yourself, my friend. Nor is your grandfather in terms of his ability to run a race team. But
Just admit you fucked up, but he won't. He
no,
won't.
he won't. That's what happens when you have the silver spoon fed your whole life.
Yep.
But yep, that's Austin Dillon. Let's not waste any more time on a hack. And let's go now to the latest news in silly season over in the Xfinity series. Haas Factory is staying put in the Xfinity series. Gene Haas will still have control over that team. Cole Custer and Riley Herbst are gone. Cole Custer already going to be driving in Cup for Haas next season. Riley Herbst expected to get a Cup ride with some team next season. We don't know where, but he's not going back to Haas next season because on Saturday before Michigan, Gene Haas announced his two newest Xfinity drivers for his team. And Pat, I know gonna make you feel very, very happy. But Sam Mayer is out of his ride at Junior Motorsports. He will be joining Haas Factory, and joining him as his teammate is Sheldon Creed.
Who the
So
hell would have thought we'd see those two guys in one team?
I would not expect to see Sheldon Creed and Sam Mayer being teammates. This was the last thing I had on my bingo card list, to be honest with you.
And those are two drivers you like.
Yeah, those are my two favorites. Sam Mayer is my second favorite. Sheldon Creed is my favorite. So, yay, Haas CNC Factory. You're my favorite team now, I guess.
You better get yourself some more merch when it comes out.
Oh, yeah. Next season, when we go to races, I'll be sure to stop by the Haas Factory merch haulers to get as much merch as I can. But Yeah, Sheldon Creed will be taking over Cole Custer's 00 car, and Sam Mayer will be moving to the rebranded 41 car for Haas, the 98 team that's going to become the 41 team, I believe. So, Pat, Sam Mayer, we already talked about Sam Mayer quite a bit. Yes, he's a bit of a bulldozer at times, but he knows how to win races, unlike Sheldon Creed. Sheldon Creed is consistently top five, but he hasn't put it all together to get to the checkered flag first.
Yeah, well, I mean, Sam Mayer, and he's been showing it a lot lately with his wins, towards the end of last year.
Yes.
And this year, I think he deserves that right at Haas. Sheldon Creed, and for Creed, I mean, if finishing second was an Olympic sport,
Yeah, if finishing with the silver medal was the top prize in the Olympics, Sheldon Creed would have so many gold medals already to his.
I think Haas got a good one though with Creed and Mayer.
I think so too, because we've seen what Sheldon Creed can do a little bit in more better equipment. I mean, his time at RCR was very hit or miss. At Gibbs, though, he's been consistent top five, top 10 on a weekly basis so far. He hasn't put together that win, but he's in contention. So Haas sees something in him and wants to take a swing on him. But you're Sheldon Creed. This is your third team in the last 3 years.
I was
Like,
gonna say you were in RCR last year, you come to Joe Gibbs this year, and now you're going to Haas.
yeah. I think Sheldon may be an Xfinity lifer. We don't know what Sam Mayer is going to be. Sam Mayer may be a Cup driver, and if Haas looks to expand outwards to get more charters again, he may be a driver that can be a teammate to Cole Custer in the future in the Cup Series. But we really did not expect to see those drivers going to Haas next season.
Not at all.
No, not at all. But good for them. I'm happy. I'm happy for both of them. They get the opportunity to do some stuff and more equipment and shine better. I don't know what Sam Mayer would do at Junior Motorsports. It seemed like Allgaier and Sammy Smith were really taking up a lot of space at that team. Brandon Jones, I don't really know what to expect with him. Very he's always involved in something, even if it's not his own making. But Sheldon Creed, I guess this is good for him. He's still in top equipment, so yay. But I
He's a driver that definitely deserves some top equipment.
he is, but he just needs to piece it together. But we'll talk more about Sheldon later on because it's a little bit more pain for me. Yeah, so let's move over to Michigan. We had a bit of a different package this weekend at Michigan. We had some similar restrictor plate type racing, some stuff that you would see at like Atlanta almost. It was almost like Atlanta pack racing for the most part, which was very cool to see.
Oh, absolutely. And the Xfinity and Cup, that racing was pretty good. I liked what I saw.
Yeah, you were there in person. I know you only got to see part of the cup race, like 50 laps of it on Sunday, which of course I know you have more to say, but the Xfinity race, when that racing there, tell us about what it was like seeing all those cars just more bunched together than they have been in previous years in Michigan.
I was just gonna say that's definitely the closest I've seen all those cars and stuff together. And in past years, we see cars, getting humongous leads and stuff like, the big Xfinity race last year with Nemechek winning last year wasn't close.
No.
Ty Gibbs in 2022, that one wasn't close at the end. At the end, even though Noah was trying to haul ass at the end, and the same shit in 21 with Dinger.
Yeah.
This definitely was much better. The race was more aggressive. Everybody was, excuse me, everybody was just flying down the track. Everybody was making up for lost ground.
Yeah, it was very, very clear from what I saw after the race. I recorded it that it was just easy to try and make up some lost ground and be able to catch up. I mean, I saw it too. The biggest lead of the day was when Carson Quaffle led for a little bit on fuel strategy, and he was like a little under 3 seconds ahead of John Hunter Nemechek and Sheldon Creed, which
And
was
he would have been leading by more, but
yeah,
it was a
that
tightening pack.
It was very good racing. So you mentioned the Xfinity race. Let's dive right into it. We had Sheldon Creed on the pole, his second pole in the last three races. Alongside him was Riley Herbst, who won last time out at Indy. And the race did not last long. It was almost about to not last long for both front row starters. Sheldon Creed led the first 23 laps, and then he spun out late in stage one while leading. Looked like Riley Herbst took the air off his back spoiler.
Oh,
He's
Riley Herbst was a menace this weekend.
yeah, Riley Herbst. Well, we can't put it all
That
on
was just
Riley.
the beginning of what was to come for Riley Herbst.
Yeah, that was just the beginning because there was more to it. So stage two. Well, stage one, actually, Ryan Sieg won stage one, actually. Ryan Sieg's been really good at racking up these stage wins, so he's been pretty consistent with that as of late, but he stayed out on fuel strategy. Stage two commenced, and the biggest thing to happen in stage two was Riley Herbst continuing his villain arc in this race, racing back around 10th around Mr. Ryan Sieg. Herbst gets the all clear from his spotter on the backstretch, moves up. Ryan Sieg was there, however. Herbst goes hard into the wall and collected a bunch of drivers. Sam Mayer, Cole Custer, and Brandon Jones were all
That was
involved.
all on Riley Herbst. That was an idiot move.
Well, okay, but here's the thing. Herbst's spotter cleared him at the wrong time. Riley Herbst's spotter cleared him at the wrong time. They showed the radio communication there that it was, yeah, Riley turned up, but he had bad information, you know.
Yeah, terrible information. If you're gonna, try to merge in and then boom, just hit a car. Like,
Yeah. I know he was trying to get back in line because that was the draft, but yeah, that was not a good move there at all by Herbst nor his spotter.
terrible move.
Terrible move. Yeah, Sam Mayer. I'll tell you what, Sam Mayer's lucky he has those two wins going for him this year because he's been involved in a lot of wrecks. And he's fortunate to be
Some
locked.
that he's caused.
Yeah, some that he's caused, such as Daytona, Vegas, I remember. Phoenix,
Pocono.
Pocono, yeah, with SVG. Yeah, that was not a good look for him. But yeah, Brandon Jones, of course, gets involved in another wreck, not of his own making. He starts off these races looking so good. And then towards the end, or in the middle of the race, he gets collected in something that's not of his making, or he gets called back on pit strategy.
Brandon
And
Jones is out of the playoffs by negative 94 points.
yeah, there's no chance with a little under a month left in the season that Brandon Jones makes it in based on points. He has to win a race.
Yes.
I don't see that happening at all. We go to some tracks that he's okay at, like Darlington or Kansas. I know he runs pretty good there, but do you really see him winning any of those races? Let me just
No,
say,
not at all.
yeah. I mean, he's lucky he's got that Menards sponsorship, and I have to work in Menards and see commercials of him every time I walk by the monitors at work. So it's just he's Paul Menard 2.0.
You gotta get some Ryan Blaney commercials in there.
Oh, hey, I love me some Ryan Blaney commercials. So Ryan Blaney, he's not a hack unlike Brandon Jones. That's for sure. But yeah, Brandon Jones taken out. Cole Custer continued, but he was really never the same after that. So yeah, that was a one of the big wrecks. A lot of accidents at Michigan. And then the finish was looking like it was going to be a lot of fuel strategy. Looked like it was going to come down, and it did come down to Justin Allgaier against Sheldon Creed. We've seen this battle so many times before. Uh, Allgaier's won every battle, of course. Sheldon Creed was reeling him in, and it looked like he was going to make something happen. But with a few laps to go, Kyle Weatherman, who was multiple laps down because of mechanical issues, blows a right front tire, KOs the wall, setting up overtime, a much delayed overtime because rain came in.
Oh yeah, and I thought that was gonna be it, but no, it didn't rain that hard.
No, I was worried because I was texting you as the race was happening. I was like, I swear to God, if Sheldon Creed finishes second in this race because of rain and doesn't have another chance to go out there and try and win this race, I don't know what you do. But that was Yeah, you were there. There were like there were two rain delays, I believe, during the Xfinity race, weren't
There
there?
was like one that got it completely delayed before the race. Like I don't even remember what time it started, but it definitely started after fourth because they
Yeah.
had to try the track.
Mm.
Um, yeah, we were there for a while. I think we were at the track till like 7:30.
Yeah, because of all the rain that came in, which I know you just, yeah, of all the rain that came in. But hey, Saturday was no rest day for you. You got your action in. So then, thankfully, it didn't rain hard. Like you said, the racing restarted, got set up for overtime. And again, it looked like it was going to come down to Allgaier versus Creed. We saw this at Daytona and Martinsville last year. And then on the backstretch, Carson Quaffle running around 10th gets turned into the wall and collects a bunch of drivers, including Chandler Smith and Kyle Sieg. And Kyle Sieg's car took flight, flipping over and barrel rolled a couple times down the
Holy
backstretch.
shit, that was scary to watch. That was like just one of that wasn't the only flip we saw.
Yeah, which we'll get into later. But yeah, did you see from where you were sitting on the grandstands? Did you see the car take off from the backstretch, or did you see it on the monitor?
I didn't see the flip right away. I didn't see the flip right away, but then after I saw the replay, I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, I I could not believe that his car flipped over. But yeah, that's what happens when Michigan has a new package, such as the one we saw this weekend. But Kyle Sieg, fortunately, was okay, climbed out under his own power. Chandler Smith was fortunately okay. Carson Quaffle had another good run. Would have finished in the top 10, wrecked out, but he was fortunately okay. And race ended under yellow, and Justin Allgaier wins the race. It's his third of the year, I believe. His third win, and Sheldon Creed finishing second.
Just his luck. Just his luck.
Yeah, just his luck. And this is an interesting fact here. Sheldon Creed has turned into Daniel Hemrick. He breaks the
I agree.
record. He broke the record for most second place finishes before scoring a win with 11 times, Pat. This man has finished second and has yet to win a race. What does he have to do to win a race? I don't know anymore.
Does he have to intentionally wreck someone now?
He may have to resort to being Ty Gibbs. He may have to go Ty Gibbs mode on whoever's in front of him leading, which that may be his only shot at winning. I don't know. Like
I
it's
mean, he's doing everything he can to win. I thought the way he was racing, I thought he's gonna pull this one out of his ass.
yeah.
Nope.
I mean, here's had the race not ended under yellow, and the announcers even said it too. Had the race not ended under yellow, we saw Creed gaining up to Allgaier going into 3 and 4. Had they
It
come
would have
around,
been really tough for him to pass him at the end.
yeah, but we could have seen a drag race to the start finish line, like a photo finish. He would have drafted up next to him and would have slingshotted either to the inside, probably to the inside of him, and try and beat him at the line for a photo finish. I would have loved to see that, considering all the times Allgaier's edged him out just barely. But I just can't help but feel sorry for Sheldon Creed at this point. I know I'm a bit biased because I'm a fan of his, but it's you can't help but feel sorry for the guy. Like he's finished sec and he's done everything he's supposed to do for
He's done. I was just
everyone.
gonna say he's done everything he's done. He's done everything he could, and just couldn't find victory lane.
He just can't find
He's always
victory.
there. He's always there. He just can't finish.
Yeah, he's it's either one split second bad decision he makes, someone either gets in the back of him, or whenever he does have everything go his way, he just gets edged at the line just barely. So this one brought out a lot of emotions in me. I'm kind of happy I wasn't there in person because if I saw him finish second again,
Well,
uh
we could have used you this weekend, Matt, because the last two races you've came to, we've had no rain.
uh
Right? Other races haven't come to, we've had rain.
you just need me for your good luck charm. I keep the rain away from NASCAR races whenever I go with you guys. So yeah, but I will say this about Sheldon Creed though. I will say this about him. As long as there's no new winners in Xfinity, I mean, he's finished top 5 so many times this summer. He has 10 top fives already.
He's plus 70 in points right now, sitting
Yeah.
at the 10th spot. So
Yeah. I mean, let's be real. Let me be real about this. Sheldon Creed keeps running like this, and you really see Brandon Jones winning a race?
no,
Do you really see Ryan Sieg winning a race?
no.
Do you really
Ryan
see
Sieg, Brandon Jones, Anthony Alfredo,
yeah.
Brandon Poole. I really don't see any of those guys winning races.
And even the guys above the cut line below Sheldon, like Parker Kligerman, who great personality. I don't really foresee him winning. Sammy Smith, he's been very quiet in that junior motorsports car this year. So
Dinger's been a no-show.
yeah, I'm Diener's been a no show. So I think really the two drivers, Sheldon's pretty well set as long as he keeps finishing in the top 5 and top 10 and has these
Right.
good runs. But I mean,
Well, obviously they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 races to go.
yeah, and we go to some tracks that he's pretty decent at. I mean, Daytona, he's come oh so close there. Darlington, he runs really good at. Glen.
Atlanta, Watkins Glen, Motor Speed, Bristol.
Yeah,
I'm excited to see Watkins Glen in the playoffs.
yes, so am I. It's not playoffs for Xfinity, but it is for Cup. But yeah, if you're Sheldon Creed, you just got to keep running the way you are. Just keep, obviously go for the win, but keep getting these top 5s and top 10s because they're helping you keep yourself above the cut line. He's been very
Right.
consistent he's been consistent this year. He's been in better equipment and he's making the best of it. He just needs a little bit more luck to go his way on the last couple
Yes.
laps. And he'll once I think once he wins, I'm really excited to see what he'll do because then his confidence is just going to skyrocket and he'll be feeling much better about winning races from then on out.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm. But kudos to Justin Allgaier. Actually, that's his Allgaier's second win this year. So congrats to him.
Oh, another win this year at again?
His other win was at Darlington.
Darlington. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Darlington.
Yep. His other win was at Darlington. But okay, Pat, you're gonna get your time to shine here. This is gonna be your moment that I know you want to talk about. So we had the Cup Series race start late on Sunday because of rain in the area. It was raining all over the Midwest this weekend.
It's technical. Well, it's funny. They did the driver intros, the anthems, the start your engines, all on time. And then cue the song, Here Comes the Rain Again.
Yeah, it was just rain, and more rain at Michigan. It was
Complete
just
pop-ups that I thought would for sure would disappear. No, they actually showed up.
yeah.
Yeah, you can't control the weather. But, like I said at the beginning, Matt, if you are a NASCAR fan and you went to Michigan this year and last year, I don't know anyone that is not bothered by this. I'm not happy with this. I am completely pissed off about this. Again, you can't control the weather. What the fuck are you doing starting a race at 2:30 in the afternoon? Nobody wants to wait until 2:30 for a race to start. You should have started that shit from like between noon and 1:30. Because it wasn't raining all that bad in the morning. It was just drizzling.
Yeah.
And it was a decent drizzle where they didn't have to drive the track because the track would take 90 minutes to almost 2 hours to get completely dry with how big it is.
Yeah.
Now, I get it. People were upset at the end because, the sun came out. Again, 90 minutes to drive the track, and it was already going to be near dark, and we were going to be nowhere close to halfway. You start that race between noon and 1:30, you at least get halfway to make the race official and the fans got their money worth. No, we only saw 51 laps on Sunday. I just don't get these 2:30 start times, Eastern time zone, because obviously we're in the Central time zone. Still, though, started at like 1 Eastern,
The
because
only
it'd be noon Central time. People on the Pacific Coast will definitely be awake at 10 a.m. to watch a race. And if you go like more northwest to Alaska, if there are NASCAR fans in Alaska, that was started at 9 a.m. I mean, we got Formula One starting early as shit here. Why
yeah.
not start NASCAR races at like noon and 1:30? Nobody should be waiting till 2:30.
I I agree 100% with what you just said. And again, we've seen this before. I mean, they started at New Hampshire a little bit late too, like, and the rain came in there quite a bit. And then again, I I just have to look at NASCAR and be like, why are you starting these races so late? Like
Exactly, you should. Like, why the fuck did you start Chicago? Shit, I don't even remember what time that started, but that started a little too
that
late.
started way too late at like 3:30.
And if you started that maybe at like 2, you get a good chunk of the race in.
Yeah. Like I I don't understand why they wouldn't just start it at like 12:30 our time, 1:30 Michigan time. That just doesn't make any sense.
Exactly. I feel like that's the latest,
Yeah.
the latest you should start in the Central time zone is noon.
Yes.
1:30 Eastern, 1 o'clock Eastern time.
Right. Yes.
It's complete bullshit. Because again, you start that earlier, we at least get, half of it in and make the race official. We at least get 100 laps. No, we got 51. And by the time they would have had the track dried on Sunday, there's no way in hell we were going to hit 100 laps because, oh yeah, another thing. Michigan has no lights. Get lights! For fuck's sakes. All you tracks that don't have lights, get lights. And even the ones
Yeah.
that do have lights, earlier start times, please. Earlier start times. Nobody wants to wait until 2:30 in the fucking afternoon for a race to start, no matter where you are. If you're in the Eastern, Central, Pacific, Alaska time. Stop it!
Wow. That I think tops my Austin Dillon rant.
Again, if you are not, I don't know anyone that's not bothered by this. I really don't know anyone that's not bothered by this.
I
It's bullshit.
Oh god, Pat channeling his emotions for the past 2 years. He went to Michigan last year and only got to see
NASCAR quietly took a third straight L, and they don't know it this time.
they they're not going to acknowledge it. You're right about that. That's the sad thing. They're never going to acknowledge it because they're content with starting these races as
I'm really debating if I should go to Michigan next year or not.
I honestly with it
I'm kind of hoping it falls back on Father's Day, so I don't have to go back.
I I don't know. Michigan, I never understood why they took it off the schedule twice. I just liked it on the schedule twice, but they pushed it back an extra. I don't. Last year was so weird. They moved it up.
It was at the
Like,
beginning of August. This year, because of the Olympics, you had to make the schedule adjustment and
yeah,
stuff, and we still got rain.
yeah, and it's the same with tracks like Loudon. Like these tracks are just cursed with the rain. Loudon, Dover was like that.
All
For a few years.
tracks need to have lights and start races earlier, except for road courses, obviously, because
Oh
there's nothing
yeah,
you can do with there's nothing you can do about lights on road courses. But still, earlier start time, please. Earlier, please.
yes,
For fuck's sakes.
yes. I agree wholeheartedly that the racing should have been much earlier. I mean, we're just waiting.
Even Ian and Nick were talking about how these races should start earlier too.
Yes.
Like if the Michigan race started, if it started at noon, you could have at least we could have gotten the full thing in, or at least 150 laps in before the downpour came.
You're talking about noon Eastern time, noon Central time? Are you?
Oh well, actually, yeah, noon Central time,
Okay. Yeah,
noon Central time, noon Eastern time. Yeah, that'd be a bit of a push, but
yeah.
yeah, noon Central time would have worked because 1 o'clock Eastern time. So if you start at 1 Eastern time, you would have we could have gotten at least over 50 laps in before the first round of rain came in.
Yeah.
And then you would have gotten at least past 100 before the next round of rain came in, and the race would have been official.
Yeah.
Now, there's obviously the weather protection plan, which is perfect because you can use those tickets for another track. But that just gets, annoying at times.
Yeah. It
Like,
really.
wouldn't you rather want to see racing than try to exchange tickets for other venues?
Yeah. I exactly
We're
because you
planning
guys.
to use it. We're planning to use it for the Kansas Fall race in 2025 because I would love to see a playoff race. But again, I don't know anyone that's not bothered by this.
Yeah, and you guys did this last year. You had the same thing. I mean, you went to Michigan, you got to see more racing, and obviously, because I think it went up longer on Sunday,
I
but
think, I
then
think I think it went at least over 70 laps, if I'm correct.
yeah, it went longer. Like this past Sunday, you only got 50 laps in this year on Sunday. Last year, you got 70 laps in before the rain came in on Sunday and washed it out to Monday. But I just don't understand why they don't decide to move these start times a bit earlier. Like, I mean, here's the thing. If there's going to be rain coming in and you guys know it and you're seeing it for a while, then move the race time
And
up.
it's been like that for a week.
Yes. If rain is on your forecast, it's not changing, and it's for sure going to come in at around the time you're starting the race, just bump the race time up a little bit more. That's what I don't understand.
Again, if they bumped it up to 1 o'clock, we
Yeah.
would have gotten at least half. We would have gotten it in, not racing the full 200 laps, but at least going over 100.
Yeah. Exactly. But yeah, NASCAR quietly took another L. They did not move the race up earlier start time. And yeah, I agree that maybe you should put some lights up on the course so you can.
Michigan is a 2 mile track. Daytona is 2.5 miles.
Oh
Daytona
yeah.
has lights. Why does Michigan not?
Yeah, exactly. Like you could easily install lights up in Michigan. Daytona does it. Why can't you? But that's that's a story for another day. But I agree wholeheartedly with all the rain that we had. Should have moved it up a little bit earlier, but
It's completely frustrating.
it was. So the race started. We only got 51 laps in. Pat only got to see the cars go around 51 times on Sunday.
The racing wasn't bad during the 51 laps. I mean, it was
No, it
nice,
looked pretty good.
partly single file. I was like, okay, I like this. And then,
Yeah, that came in.
yeah, then that happened.
Yeah, that happened. I mean, the only thing that really happened in stage one, we had Ryan Blaney win stage one, and then Denny Hamlin running second, get arrow loose and
How
spin
about that
out.
awesome pass by Bubba Wallace?
Yeah, Bubba had a really good pass. I thought he was going to be a real contender, but that wasn't meant to be. But Bubba Wallace was looking very racy early on in this race.
We'll talk about who did him dirty.
Yes. Yeah, we'll talk about that. Um, so racing was postponed after 51 laps on Sunday due to rain and impending darkness. Resumed on Monday, yesterday morning at around this time, actually. I think that's when the race got resumed.
10 a.m. I was literally up. I woke up like a half hour before it started. Like, oh shit, I got a race to watch.
I
Should
had
be
to
there, but
work.
I gotta watch it now because, well,
Yeah. Yep. 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 Yeah. So racing resumed and we saw some tire issues. Joey Logano, AJ
yeah,
Allmendinger had tire
all at
issues.
once too.
Yeah, that was very weird to see it all at once. Very coincidental. Makes you wonder if something was on the track, but we don't know. We won't know for a
What do we
while.
know?
So at the end of stage two, this was a big accident that shook up quite a bit of the playoff standings. Kyle Larson, we don't really see this out of the Mr. Golden Boy. Kyle Larson got arrow loose going into turn four, spun
Checkers
out.
or records.
Yep, checkers or wreckers. That's what he's known for in NASCAR. Spins out, collected a bunch of cars. Bubba Wallace got hit. Chris Buescher, another playoff driver, got hit. Todd Gilliland, Christopher Bell, Chase Briscoe. Basically, my whole fantasy lineup got hit yesterday. So,
Speaking of fantasy, you're looking at this week's fantasy winner.
oh, Oh, good for you. Good for you. You're uh I should have won it this week. Kyle Larson was looking very good to start off, and I had him going, and then he had to just be checkers or wreckers again and spin out in front of everybody.
It's safe to say that Nick is running away with it, though. I'm behind
Yeah.
by at least 200 points.
Oh yeah, Nick's gonna run away with us. Our buddy Nick, another co-host on Stock Car Spectacle.
I'm currently sitting in second right now.
Yeah, it's not looking good for any of us not named Nick Kinzel. But there were so many drivers. That crash impacted a lot of the playoff standings right
Took
there.
out Bubba Wallace. Chris Buescher got some damage.
Yeah, Bubba really kind of dodged a bullet here later on in this race. He could have gotten more KO'd than he did. Because
And not only that, too, I mean, that screwed him out of a potential top 10 finish.
it really did, because he had a great car. All the 20, both 2311 cars had a good run going. Bubba could have had a so much better finish yesterday than what he got with, but he still kept it on track, though. He didn't go in the garage. He
He
still kept it on track.
did
So
finish 26, so not the best, but
yeah, yeah. We'll get to that in a second because more playoff action happened in this one. So in the last stage, this was something that really took a lot of us by surprise. On one of our other favorites, Corey LaJoy ended up proving why
going for a wild ride
yeah,
after
yeah. Him and Noah were racing really hard going down the back straightaway. It looked like Corey was going to make a move, and then Noah came down slightly, or Corey just had so much speed and got in the back of him. I couldn't tell, but right front of LaJoy met left rear of Gregson, and Corey LaJoy spun down the backstretch and started flipping wildly, which I was not expecting to see.
Well, nope. Well, we didn't see that part at first. We just saw him,
Yeah.
just like tumbling in the grass. Then we saw the replay. We're like, oh, 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 oh.
Yeah. It
Took me
was
a second. So took me a second to sink in what the fuck just went down.
this was something that you never really see in NASCAR. They spent so much time
Or
and
at Michigan. I've never seen something like that in Michigan before.
well, it was with obviously I think it was something with the package that they put in this car, but this is something that NASCAR has spent numerous amount of time and effort into preventing, and this is something I feel that's really going to get their attention going into Daytona next weekend. Like, I don't know how this
Another
could
super
happen.
speedway.
Yeah, another super speedway, and we go to Atlanta in another month, which is another super speedway. But I was just very, you would never see a car flip like that and get arrow loose at Michigan on the back straightaway like that. It was just very weird that,
Of course, LaJoy wasn't an idiot. That wouldn't happen because that was on him.
yeah, I mean, he misjudged his speed, no doubt. He had a run on Noah and completely misjudged his speed and kind of created that. I mean, he was frustrated with Noah. They showed it like a lap earlier. He got in the back of Noah and was like, Noah was holding him up, and Corey, I think, just lost patience and was trying to get around him. But that's why you're not going back to a ride at Spire next year, buddy. It's because you can't properly pass cars the way you're supposed to.
And that's why you're going to be working at a McDonald's soon.
Exactly. Exactly. But still, it was good to see him climb out of his car. Okay. It was just very weird to I did not really have a car flipping in the cup race on Monday at Michigan on my bingo card list, but we saw it all this weekend. We saw it all.
Yeah, I was going to say, we saw the crazy shit. Even the moves with, Creed and Mayer going to Haas.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like, but I didn't see anybody putting that on their wager.
No, no one would
If they did, they would have won a fuck ton of money.
Yeah, if there's any lucky son of a gun
You
who
can bet on anything nowadays.
yeah, expect the unexpected, including drivers like Corey LaJoy flipping over.
Shit. Going back to Michigan last year, you could have betted on Noah Gragson getting suspended.
Pat was there to see Noah Gragson get suspended right when they got there. So
10 minutes in, we just crack open a beer. Next thing you know,
Uh-oh.
Next thing you know, we get the notification that says Noah Gragson is suspended.
Yeah, that was not a good look for Noah, but it was great to see him there this weekend. But racing resumed. It looked like it was going to be another fuel mileage race at Michigan. And then, with just a few laps to go, Martrix Jr., his swan
Get
song
out of that
continues.
car.
Yeah, like he's got to be having so much fun riding that car right now. He gets loose in turn four, spins and hits the wall, messing up the right rear of his car, bringing out another caution and setting the field up for overtime. So basically, they went to pit road, they got their cars looked at, fueled up. Everyone was set to make it to the distance on fuel. And then on the restart, Bubba Wallace catches a break. Ross Chastain, who was looking to extend his gap in the playoff bubble, gets loose on the back straightaway, spins the car out, and went from a top 10 run all the way back down to like 25th, I think. So that brought Bubba Wallace back into the playoff picture, which we'll talk about shortly.
Oh yes, for sure. And great race at the end. And who won the and the race was won by Mr. Tyler Reddick, who is the driver of my girlfriend Kelly, who was at the race, and she was getting so excited about Reddick because I was like, Reddick. So, I decided to, get in her face, say, no, go Elliott. He was like, go
Oh,
Noah.
you
Huh?
don't want to do that. Don't want to do that.
Nah, it's NASCAR, man. We got every right to talk all that shit.
Yeah. But yeah,
Hey,
you're
she's the one who started all the talking, and look what happened.
yeah, her driver won, but only a day after they had left because Tyler Reddick seals the deal. He's been consistent all year long, held off William Byron and Ty Gibbs, and picked up his second win of the season at Michigan. So I think honestly, this is a statement win for Tyler Reddick because now he
I
takes
100% agree.
now he takes over the regular season points lead over Kyle Larson, who had an off day, and Chase Elliott, who got himself loose on the last lap.
Yeah, as I say, Chase Elliott, he was went from a top 10 to a top 15.
Yeah, and then he got loose racing Ryan Blaney and knocked them both out of a top 10 run. But I'm happy for Tyler Reddick because
I have nothing against Reddick.
leaving RCR, that was the best decision he could have ever made. Like, he left that team and goes to 23XI. Last year, it was a bit of a learning year. He had some trouble in the pits. He had some bad luck. Now, this year, that team, they are putting everything together, and they are looking like true championship contenders because Reddick has been consistent all year long.
Quietly consistent. And
Quietly.
this win, safe to say, is an eye opener.
Yeah.
It shows that win at Talladega was not a fluke.
No, I mean Reddick has finished like top six the past 7 or 8 races. He's been on fire,
He
but
should have won it. He should have won at Indy too.
yeah, he should have absolutely won at Indy had NASCAR decided not to feed the Golden Boy a little more. But
And again, it's like Kelly knew something because after the race yesterday, she was like, "I knew this would happen." I'm like,
mm.
"The fuck did you see? Like,
Yeah,
what did
exactly.
you
Like
see?
I
Like,
I need to see in the future when Kelly
we need
was
to. Can you help us out, please?
yeah, exactly. She would
Help
go
all of us out,
She
please.
would go a long way in helping us out in fantasy this year. She would definitely go a long way in terms of helping us out with our fantasy situation this year in NASCAR.
Yes, help us out. Like, I don't know what you saw, but I
Yeah. Yes. Yes. I like it. But Tyler
here's the
Reddick,
question. Here's the other question though. If it didn't rain on Sunday, would Reddick still have won?
I don't know.
You got to think about that too.
Yeah. You got to think about that too because I don't know. Yesterday was so nice there. You wouldn't have known it was such a bad weekend for racing on Sunday, but
But
yesterday
it
was
was.
it was and obviously I know you got screwed out of
And
it.
looking at Chase, he was in first place when the rain delay happened.
He was. He was, and now he's back in second, 10 points behind Reddick. Denny's back in third, and Kyle Larson slipped all the way down to fourth. So not a good
Well,
weekend.
Kyle Larson is an idiot as usual.
Yeah, he's
In his old
checkers.
checkers record itself, it's safe to say that Kyle Larson is out of the regular season championship status.
For now. For now. We don't
No,
know. We don't know.
nobody really gives a shit about that though.
Well, yeah, no one really cares about the regular season title. That's just more brownie points, which doesn't really get you
Yeah,
far. Just ask Austin Hill last year and in the Xfinity series. But let's take a look at the playoff standings. Reddick's win moves him into the lead in the regular season standings, but there are still 4 open spots based on points. Martin Truex Jr. still 77 above the cut. Ty Gibbs, who finished third.
I think Truex is safe.
I think Truex is safe, and I think Ty Gibbs, for right now, bearing any setbacks, is safe. He's 39 to the good, but there's still 2 races left. Chris Buescher rallied from being involved in that wreck, and he is now 16 above, going to a track that he won at last year in Daytona. But got to be careful, Chris. Got to be very careful. And the big action is heating around the
Ross Chastain can easily steal one. Bubba Wallace can easily steal one.
I still think a lot of the momentum is on Bubba's side because Ross Chastain had a chance to be up by double-digit points over Bubba Wallace and make it more difficult for him until that spin happened to force double overtime, and now he's just back to within 1 of being overtaken by Bubba. I I know Bubba Wallace had a rough weekend, but I think he gets more momentum going into Daytona this weekend.
A track that he's really good at.
Yes, a track that he is
He
very
just
good
has
at.
to avoid the big one.
He does, but we saw him do it last year, and we saw him make it the playoffs last year, and he can do it again. But we got to wait and see about that. But that action is
Yeah.
really heating up. I mean, Kyle Busch had a good weekend, won a stage for the first time all year, and finished top 5. I mean, that just feels insane that Kyle Busch actually won a feel that say those words come out of my mouth that oh my god, Kyle Busch actually won a stage. It's not good, but shows you how far that team has fallen off. Uh, yeah, but anything can happen. Anything can happen this weekend. So which is gonna
wait till
carry it.
wait till you hear my cup pick.
Oh boy. Well, let's get right to it right now. We got Daytona coming up this weekend. It's the end of summer, end of
Don't
playoff
forget
time.
about the Milwaukee Mile for trucks.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Milwaukee Mile. You got the Milwaukee Mile for trucks. They'll be racing this weekend too on Sunday, which I don't know if anyone really everyone's got Daytona circled this weekend, but we'll keep an eye on the trucks. But you know what? Let's just go in order from dates of appearances here. So let's start off first with the Xfinity series on Friday night. We have the Wawa 250 powered by Coca-Cola. That'll be Friday night. Last year, Justin Allgaier barely edged Sheldon Creed to win that race. And I'm going to go to you first. Who do you got winning Xfinity on Saturday or Friday?
We're gonna see this man in victory lane for a second straight Daytona race, Austin Hill.
Oh boy. Well, you know what? I can take my jacket off because you stole my pick. I was going to pick Austin. I was going to pick Austin Hill, but you know what? I got my jacket back off. But you know what? I see your pick and I raise you devil's advocate here because please refer to our last thumbnail Indy to understand the full backstory because I'm going to go with the guy who's been oh so close so many times, just finished second by 5/1000ths of a second last year, just by a sliver. He's come oh so close so many times. Yeah, raise those fists because they're going to be going at it again.
You'll be at a bowling tournament on Friday.
I am going to a bowling tournament on Friday, but I'll still see the race. I'll record it. I am going Sheldon Creed. The man's been on a tear lately. He's been oh so close so many times. Yeah, raise those fists, get them going. And yeah, he's going to finally break through and he's going to lock himself into the playoffs. I He has a lot of momentum. He has a lot of drive, no pun intended. He has a lot of, he's been consistent and he's ready to win an Xfinity race. I think it's time. So I can
We'll
definitely
have to see.
we'll have to see. But he's finished second at Daytona the past two times. I mean, first to Allgaier back in August last year, and then to your boy Austin Hill back in February. But I think Sheldon Creed definitely has what it takes to win at Daytona this weekend.
For sure.
I definitely think it does. But
He's come oh so close, and why not do it at Daytona? I mean, anyone can
why
do it at
not?
Daytona.
Why not? Why the hell not? He can easily do it there. But okay, let's go to Cup racing. This is a wild card. Anybody's game. I'll let you go first.
I want to see chaos, Matt. I want to see chaos. I really want to see the playoff standings get shaken up.
All right. And how is that going to happen?
Coming out of left field for this Cup race, give me Noah Gragson.
Wow. Oh, wow. That is very out of left
Top
field.
10 finish in February at Daytona. Noah races good on super speedways. I think he's got his shot.
He definitely has a good shot. I mean, he finished third back at
Top
Talladega.
15, and he's had top 15s in the last. He has two top 15s in the last 2 out of 3 races.
Yes.
Well,
Noah's
the last 2 out of 3 races we've had this year.
yes. Yeah, Noah has been looking very racy as of late. He's been a driver to watch out of that Stewart Haas stable. And I think that Noah Gragson can definitely do some damage. That is an interesting pick. I did not see that one coming. Um,
I want chaos, man.
all right. You know what? I was gonna go with Bubba here, but there's a part of me that's thinking that he's going to mess this up in some way, shape, or form. I'm
You
going
think
to
Crew's going to mess it up in somewhat shape or form?
Bubba's going to mess it up for himself, and he's going to knock himself out of playoffs and wreck himself out. There's a strong feeling that's going to happen. But you know what? I'm looking at another fella here who's pretty good on restrictor plates. Started outside front row in the Daytona 500, almost won at Talladega this year. I want to see more chaos happen. Give me Michael McDowell.
Oh, I love that.
Yes, I'm going Michael
Two
McDowell.
drivers that will crazily shake up the points because McDowell, he's 157 points back. Noah Gragson 181.
Yes, they can easily shake it up this weekend. So Michael McDowell runs really good at restrictor plates. I'm going him this weekend.
Love that pick.
Yep. All right. And then to cap it all off on Sunday, a race. I don't know how many people will be watching, but we have the Truck Series playoff opener.
Not me. I got a fantasy draft and taking my girlfriend to a Luke Bryan concert.
Oh, there you go. It sounds fun. But we got the truck race at the Milwaukee Mile. It's back there for the playoff opener. Buddy, I'll let you go first on this one here.
Shit, give me Nicholas Sanchez.
Nick Sanchez. Okay. He had some good runs. I'm going the short track king himself. Ty Majeski gonna pick up his third win in a row. He runs really good at these short tracks.
And Matt froze.
Oh, Ty Majeski. Ty Majeski. I'm sorry. I froze there for a second. Ty Majeski is gonna win and pick up his third straight win. He is the short track king in the truck series. So give me Ty Majeski.
Love it, man.
I love it too. But all right, buddy, that's gonna wrap us up. We had an action-packed show this weekend. We'll be back for Daytona to
What
break
about
down.
our winner and losers of the week?
Yeah, let's get to our winners and losers of the week first. So you go first. You go first.
Awesome. Well, my winner of the week, I mean, come on, how can you not, support Tyler Reddick? I mean,
Of
he raced
course.
great. Definitely a big time winner
Yeah.
this week. And my of the week, I'm going to start off with an honorable mention. Riley Herbst.
Riley Herbst.
Riley Herbst as an honorable mention, but my real loser of the week is the checkers or wreckers king himself, Kyle Larson.
Okay, that I like that one too, because he just basically took himself out of the regular season title hunt there.
Yep.
That's a big one for Kyle Larson. So okay, I see you there. Um my winner of the week. God, I'm gonna go my winner of the week. Honestly, you know what? I think my winner of the week is actually going to be Haas Factory because they got two of the brightest drivers Xfinity. We know what Sam Mayer's capable of. We need to see more from Sheldon Creed, but I think honestly they've got themselves a pretty good stable right there. I'm kind of happy
Right.
they didn't go the Haley Deegan route and give her another chance because that was rumored for a while that they would do that. But my loser of the week, I know I'm repping his merch. Um, this pains me, but I have to do it. My loser of the week is Sheldon Creed. I mean, I don't know how you finished second 11 times and have yet to win a race. I really don't. I
I don't
really don't.
either.
I really don't. I he's more of like a lovable loser for me. Like you love the guy. He's not a dick. He's a good racer, but you just can't help but feel sorry for him because he does everything right and he still can't pull it off. So
Yeah.
he's my loser of the week. But hey, I mean, we saw Daniel Hemrick in 2021 come oh so close so many times, make the playoffs on points, and then go out and win the title. This could be you, Sheldon. This could be you.
It could be.
It could be. I will laugh hysterically because Nick and I we will have similar arcs if that's the story. If Nick Kinzel, Stocker Spectacle. He's a Daniel Hemrick fan. I'm a Sheldon Creed fan. And yeah, both our drivers are on very similar trajectories. So that I'm hopeful that Sheldon Creed will win, but now he's a loser for me this week. But that's
Again and 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 again and
we'll
again.
see. We'll see. For now he's for now, but I have a feeling that may change soon. But that's gonna do it. Thanks again so much to everyone for watching. We'll be back next week for some more chaos following Daytona. Thanks again for watching. I'm Matt Lauterbach, and of course, joined by.
Your host, Patrick Codo.
All right, everyone. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.